I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. You are experiencing more of yourselves in every moment of every day. You are simply traveling through what you call space-time reality in order to discover more of who and what you are. You are all of it. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott. Today, I am so excited to read some incredible channelings from Saint Germain. These channelings were delivered by Daniel Scranton. You can find them on his website at danielscranton.com. Saint Germain is one of the unique aspects of Daniel Scranton's channelings. I've really enjoyed reading them. They focus on reality creation in particular, some very unique aspects of reality creation, and our ascension into the new earth. This set of channelings are the most recent, covering Are the Murderer and the Murdered in Love? The better future ahead for humanity. Saint Germain welcomes you. Now is the time to dream big. Are your desires, impulses, and urges good? Don't like this version of Earth? Choose another one, and so much more. Are the Murderer and Murdered in Love? I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. You are experiencing more of yourselves in every moment of every day. You are simply traveling through what you call space-time reality in order to discover more of who and what you are. You are all of it. You are all vibrations, all frequencies. You have within you a core that is unconditioned love. That's the core of who and what you are, and yet you experience everything in creation as an aspect of that unconditional love. Now you may wonder how you can live on a world where there is murder if everyone and everything is at its core unconditional love. Lucky for you, I have an answer for how that works. The murderer and the murdered person are souls in truth who know each other very well. And the murdered person as a soul asked the murderer as their soul to give them that experience. And so they decided to dream a little dream together where one illusory figure called a person murdered the other illusory figure called a person. Now both souls got to have a unique experience, and both souls grew from that experience. Each of the people involved also then have an opportunity to experience growth. The person who is murdered may have that experience before they actually die. If they are experiencing the death over a period of time, maybe even just seconds, but they will have an opportunity to grow in those few seconds or few minutes when they know they are going to die and they know that they have been murdered. The murderer who lives on after they commit the murder has the opportunity to forgive themselves, to love themselves, to have compassion for themselves, and possibly even will make a decision to try to make up for their misdeed in that life. They may in fact discover how they got on that path that led them to become someone who would commit murder, and they might be able to help others avoid that path in their future. You see, there's really no death when it is all an illusion, when this is all really just a dream. But two souls who love each other unconditionally gave one another the experience of murdering and being murdered. Now everything in your life can be seen through the lens of this extreme example that I have just given you. In other words, many times you will cry out in anguish and shake your fist at God or your soul or your higher self because of something you are experiencing. And you will assume that the love is being withheld from you by them because of what you are experiencing. But truly, you are your soul, and you want to have that experience in that precise way that you are having it in order to have the experience in the precise way you are having it. You have to forget that you are your soul. So it is you at the level of consciousness who has made that decision to have that experience that you as the person who has forgotten is having. I know it's complicated. I also know that you have the capacity to understand what I am saying to you right now. Remember that whether it was a decision that you made prior to your birth, or whether it's a decision that you've made since your birth, you are using your free will to choose the experiences that you are having. And remember this as well, you will only choose to have experiences that serve you in some way. It is your job to look for how they serve you and to take the expansion that those experiences are giving to you. You cannot stay in victim mode, shaking your fist for very long if you hope to get to that place where you take the expansion and you grow from your experience. Your life is all about you. It is all about you becoming more of you. And the sooner you accept your life as it is, and all of your life circumstances as they are, you can take the expansion and grow. And you can know yourself more as the soul that you truly are. And that is what your life is all about, regardless of what the circumstances are right now. Again, I know that you can get there, and you can get this, and I know you are all ready to hear all of this. And that is why I bring it forth to each and every one of you right now. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. The better future ahead for humanity. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. You who are brave enough to be on planet Earth at this time can rest assured that you are being looked after by those of us who are not. And that includes your ancestors, the dearly departed family members and friends from this lifetime, and many others here in the non-physical who do more than just wish you well. We offer you energies, teachings, and even signs so that you can feel supported, loved, healed, and looked after. We want you to know that we also see the road ahead for humanity, and given the timeline that you are on right now, as you receive this transmission, all of us know that you are headed in the right direction. You are headed towards a better future than the past that you can recall of life on planet Earth. Not only in this lifetime, but in your history. You are ready for more. You are graduating to more because you are ready for more. You are ready to know more, to have more, to experience more. You are ready for more of your gifts to come online. You are ready for more power. You are ready for faster moving energies, for ET contact, and for all the changes that you want to see to the many systems that you have there on your planet. You have done it all, and you are ready now for something else, something new, something more expansive. When you expand out, you include more, and you are expanding in terms of your sense of self. That is why so many people are becoming aware of their true multidimensional nature. You truly are more than your physical self in your physical body in this one physical lifetime. And so as you integrate the other yous, the other selves into this sense of self that you have, you understand more clearly your true divine nature as an aspect of all that is. These are enormous leaps forward for the human collective and the consciousness that you are as a collective. And so those of you who are on the leading edge are out there on the leading edge because you have opened up to receive more from the likes of us. I am considered an ascended master, and so are my colleagues here in the Thymus Collective. And there are many others here in the 12th dimension who have opened yourselves up to because you have felt the need for assistance and because you have believed enough in our existence to do so. The more you open up, the more you will receive. Know that you are being helped by those of us who want to help. We are not helping because you have asked enough or asked in all the right ways. We are helping because we desire to be of service, and you are giving us a perfect opportunity to be of service to each and every one of you. Now close your eyes, relax, and receive more of the energies that are coming to you at all times from myself and all others in the higher realms. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. Saint Germain welcomes you. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. I am here to welcome you home, to your own souls, to encourage you to have the remembrance of who and what you really are. You are in fact coming to terms with the fact that you are not who you thought you were, but you are so much more than just a hybrid, a starseed, or someone who has had many fantastical past lives. You are an aspect of source energy, and you are meant to remember that in this lifetime. You are not supposed to take my word for it, however. You are there to experience it, and that means you are there to have experiences that guide you home to the truth of who you really are. This is one of the many reasons why your feelings are so important. Your feelings are there to guide you to the truth of who you really are. And who you really are is not only an aspect of source energy. Who you really are is an unconditional love. Therefore, when you are pretending to be something that is other than the unconditional love, you feel it an emotional discord in your body. Therefore, one of the steps to coming home to your soul is to be in your body, where you can feel your feelings. The next step is to care enough about how you feel to make the necessary course corrections. The third step is to feel those feelings in order to release them. And the fourth step is to choose how you want to feel, to activate what you want to have activated within you. You can do it. We in the higher realms have seen you all do it from time to time. It may seem hard, but that's just because it's new and unfamiliar. You're not taught these things in your schools. You are learning them later in life after having developed lots of bad habits that you are meant to break. Now you also must believe that you are capable of feeling the way that you want to feel in spite of conditions. Conditions have to become irrelevant to you as a being of unconditional love. That doesn't mean you ignore all the problems in your life or in your world, but it does mean that you choose to feel the way that you want to feel about them. You can start by seeing them as creations of your own, that you are placed there on your path to get you to respond to them as the light and the love that you are. In other words, you don't have to respond with resistance, fear, hate, anger, resentment, or any of the other knee-jerk reactions that you see so much on planet Earth. You are there to notice that you don't like those feelings and to choose something better, something different, something higher in frequency, because that is the frequency of your soul. It is high, it is pure light and love. And your soul is always inviting you home to it to enjoy your life experience on planet Earth, which doesn't always have to be hard work. But you did incarnate to face challenges that you knew would help you to grow. And when you see everything as being there to help, with the larger goal, you can drop your resistance right away, and then you can choose acceptance and feel the way you want to feel. It is that easy and that simple. I promise you it is. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. Now is the time to dream big. Here's why. Saint Germain. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. You are crossing a threshold at this time, and it is an important threshold. This is a time for humanity to celebrate as you leave the old ways behind. You are shaking off some of your old limiting beliefs at this time and entering into a new era where you will take for granted magic and miracles. You will see the unknown as a place you want to be, as you will see all the potential for what it is that you can create for yourselves and for humankind. Now is the time for you to be looking towards the light, towards the love, towards what is inside of you that is untapped in terms of your own potentials. You all have gifts that you have yet to unwrap within yourselves. You all have manifestations that you have yet to bring to fruition, and you all have depths of your consciousness that you have yet to explore. Now that you are aware that you are a source energy being, and you are aware that you are ascending your consciousness, and now that you are aware that the extraterrestrials are real, and they are going to visit planet Earth and make themselves known to you real soon, you can start to think bigger. You can start to dream bigger. You can recognize that you are not on a sinking ship, but rather you are on a rocket ship, and you are fueling that rocket ship with your desire for change. Now you are also wanting to experience what it feels like to go through the process of moving from where you have been to where you're going. So it is my recommendation that you embrace everything in your lives and that is happening on your world. Embrace it all, because you are getting one last look. You're not going to feel the way that you've been feeling as you move into a future experience that is filled with higher vibrational energies. You're going to start knowing yourselves as multidimensional beings of light and love all the time, rather than just remembering that truth of who you really are from time to time. And so, if you had a dream as a child or as a young adult, or when you first awakened and you set that dream aside because you thought, well, reality is a bit different, and my dreams are not really accepted here, it is now time for you to bring those dreams back. It is time for you to expect different results when you focus and when you feel into the reality that is of your preference. You get to decide, because you are awake and because you have fulfilled everything that was on the pre-birth blueprint. You get to decide where you go next, what you create for yourself and for humanity. You don't have to wait for anyone else's permission or anything else to happen, because you have made it this far. Again, you know you are ascending, You've chosen wisely. You have chosen the timelines and the path of ascension. And you do not need to feel like you are a subject to what everyone else is creating, what everyone else is believing, or what is happening out there in the outside world. You get to experience the changes that you want to have to be a part of your reality. But the change always starts with you. I'm just here to tell you that there never has been a better time to initiate the changes that you want to see in your lives and in the outside world, because you are living in a time where change is happening so much more quickly than it ever has before. Just remember that you are the ones who are instituting all of those changes. You are spurring them on with your desires, and you have all the power that you need within you to co-create the version of Earth that you want to step into and live as the fully awakened person that you are. Give yourselves that freedom, because it is there and it is yours for the taking. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. Are your desires, impulses, and urges good? I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. I am witnessing your evolution as a proud parent would, and that is because you there in the physical are extensions of those of us in the non-physical. That is why you feel so close to us. It is because there is a definite relationship between all that is non-physical and all that is physical. As many of you know, it is not just one soul, one body. We are all woven together to give Source this unique opportunity to experience Source. We who are in the non-physical welcome all of your experiences there. We do not judge any of them or consider any of them better, but we seek to guide you towards the ones that you consider better, the ones that are more in harmony with who and what you really are. This is how we help you. We don't help you by giving you everything that you want just because you asked us, and asked us in a nice way. We help you by guiding you just as your spirit guides do, just as your higher self does. In this message, I would like to guide you to your impulses, your urges, your desires. They are given a bad rap there on Earth. Many people talk about urges, desires, and impulses as though they are dirty things to be avoided, to be squashed down. And others talk about how they come from the devil, how they are temptation. But I want to tell you something right here and right now that many of you have forgotten. You were created to be you. You are unique. You are an aspect of Source, and all of your desires are valid experiences. As I said before, we are not judging some as better than others. Now, you may go down a path where you have certain desires and you fulfill those desires, and then you decide at some point that those desires aren't fulfilling. And you may look at that period of your life as one where you are making a lot of mistakes or doing something you weren't supposed to be doing. But I would say that you needed to explore those desires to find out that ultimately they were not as satisfying as being in your heart space and being the love that you truly are. And so you need to explore these impulses, these urges, and these desires. And by the way, I'm not saying that they're all shallow and empty and that someday you will realize they are not as fulfilling and satisfying as something else. I'm not saying that at all. You could have the desire to be a great tennis player, and you may find that when you are playing tennis, that is when you are most in the flow. That is when you are most of you. You may have an urge to call someone that you haven't spoken to in 20 years. You may have an impulse to go somewhere that is very spontaneous, and by going there, you may bump into someone and have a conversation with that person, and that conversation may help that person immensely in their lives. You see, there's nothing wrong with an urge or an impulse or desire. They're all there to inform you of what is most appropriate for you to be doing or to be talking about or putting your attention on. You are there to have experiences, not to deny yourselves of experiences so that you can appear holy or saint-like or live a monastic life. Decide for yourselves what your spirituality is, and then throw yourselves into that wholeheartedly, and expect no judgment from the other side or at the pearly gates or at any other time from any of us who are observing and witnessing you in your glorious lives that are filled with things that you want to experience. And your lives are filled with those wants because they are meant to be just as you are meant to be you. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. Don't like this version of Earth? Choose another one. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. You are taking yourselves through the ringer, so to speak, because as a collective, you know that there is a lot that needs to be cleansed from your collective consciousness. You can do it through forgiveness, through meditation, through prayer, through focus, through alignment. But of course, there are enough people who are not choosing to do those things that you need to have so much being played out on the world stage to cause a lot of fear and to spur on a lot of changes. Many of you who are awake have known for quite some time that there need to be wholesale changes on your planet to all of your systems. And people need to ultimately wake up to who they really are as aspects of Source. That will change everything. It certainly has changed everything for those of you who are awake. And so as you who are awake sit back and observe and witness what's going on there on Earth, you have to continue to take the high road. You need to look to your alignment with Source as your power, as your strength. And you need to go within so that you don't spend all of your time focusing on what's going on with the major players there on Earth in their powerful positions of authority. The people who have the most money and the most bombs and guns and tanks and submarines and jets seem to have the most power. That is just the way you all have been playing this game with yourselves on planet Earth. And at times like these, those of you who are awake need to remind yourselves that you have the power to shift to an entirely different reality. But you're only going to make that shift if you first make peace with the world that you are on. You have to accept your reality in order to shift from your reality to a different one. Because if you resist it, you will stay in some version of it. That's just the way this has all been set up, and it gives you the opportunity to see the value in everything and to make peace with planet Earth as it is, in the same way Source does. Source must be at peace with a world where there is so much war, so much violence, so much abuse, because Source created that possibility in the first place. Now that you as an aspect of Source has chosen to be a part of this reality with this Earth, you simply need to ask yourself the question of, why did I choose this? How do I grow from it? How do I use it to become more of who I really am? When you ask those questions, you will get answers, and you will drop your resistance to the world that you see outside of you, so that you can go to the more peaceful, harmonious Earth, where people are loving each other, respecting each other, honoring each other's differences, where people live and let live and do not feel threatened by what someone else is choosing for themselves. If that is the version of Earth you want, then you as an awakened soul know how to get there. You know it's all about vibration. It's all about focus. It's about letting go of fear, judgment, resistance, anger, resentment, so that you can rise above the plane of existence you find yourself in right now and go to where you say you want to go. This is an important moment for humanity. And it is an important moment for all who are awake, because it's time for you to recognize that you get to choose. It's time for you to recognize that there isn't just one Earth and one reality. There isn't just one human collective that you can be a part of. Choose to change by changing yourself and see how miraculously powerful you are just as you are. You don't need any sort of power in order to make the changes that you want and need to make, because you have all the power already within you to do so. That's what it truly means to be awake. You know who you are as a source energy being. You know how powerful you are as a creator being, and you know everyone else is making their choices for their own reasons, and you let them. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. It's time to clean house and let in new energies. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. You're always progressing nicely there on Earth and awakening to more of that which you are. Sometimes you do that through deciding what you are not. And sometimes you have to see the reflection of what you are not to make that decision. And so you cannot say that humanity is doing poorly because of the state of the world as it is in the moment. And the reason you cannot say that is because all of you who have decided that you're not, as a result of what is going on right now, are shining your light even brighter. You are aligning with love, aligning with peace. You are aligning with unity. And those of you who really know what you're doing have also accepted the world as it is, and all the major players on the world stage as they are. You recognize that they are exactly who humanity needs them to be, so that you can move beyond the current systems, beyond the current international relations that you have between countries. The world does not have to be an us versus them system. You do not have to wave your country's flag and say we are the best, because you can have pride in the fact that you are a source energy being, rather than a resident of a particular country. And when you know that everyone else is also a source energy being, then you feel no need to draw the line in the sand and value the lives of the people in your country over the lives of the people in every other country. This is a time where more and more of you are recognizing the importance of acknowledging that divinity within yourselves and others. And for those who do not know who they really are, and therefore do not know who everyone else really is, you have the capacity to have compassion for them. That's what makes you awake. That's what makes you different and gives you the light that shines from within you, that leads the way through the path of ascension. You are doing what you are doing right now with your internal work to not only maintain your own sanity, but you are also doing it to lead the way for humanity. See the world engulfed in the violet flame, with the heart center of Mother Earth beating stronger, more loudly than ever, to radiate out the love and the peace that she is. That's what's happening right now. That's how I know humanity is progressing nicely, and those of us in the higher realms all know that you are taking giant steps forward through the discord, through the wars, the violence, the chaos. You didn't have to choose to do it this way, but you did, and you did choose this way largely because of what has been going on there on Earth for so long. It is time to clean house and to let in all the new energies that support the new Earth and your co-creation of it. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. Saint Germain's promise to you. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. I work with many of you in the astral plane, and we work on various issues that you are facing in your lives. We are partnering in the astral plane to create a better reality for you, and you are understanding that it is up to you as a creator being to do your work once you awaken in the morning. There is always more work to be done, and yet it is my goal to help you see that work as play, as fun, as exactly what you wanted to do when you signed up for a lifetime there on Earth. You have everything that you need inside of you to handle everything that comes your way, and sometimes you need reminders of that truth. And so we give those to you from the higher realms in your waking state as well. You get the teachings that you get, and you seek to apply them. And at the end of the day, it is up to you to apply what you are being given. It is one thing to believe in something and understand it philosophically, but your life will always give you exactly what you need to apply what you have learned and to use the help you are being given. Sometimes you will feel overwhelmed by what you have signed up for, and you will need to summon more of your energetic assistance while you are in the midst of one of those sticky situations you've created for yourselves. Remember that you always have that option as well. You can always give up, throw your arms up in the air, and ask for help from the heavens. We are always giving it, and yet not everyone is opening themselves up to receive it. That is why some of you bring yourselves to a rock bottom point. You don't need the rock bottom point, but you think you do in order to give up your resistance and the old way of doing things that you've been employing while facing the challenge of your lives. I've also invited you to work with the violet flame and to trust that the violet flame has the essence of source within it. Therefore, when you work with the violet flame, you are working with more of that energy, of your true self, your whole self. The experience of life on Earth as an awakened human being who is merging more and more with their source every day is one of the best experiences anyone can have throughout the entire universe. And you knew that as a soul coming into this lifetime. And you knew that there would be help, that there would be support, and that you have spirit guides and a much larger team around you giving you those reminders, those synchronicities, those signs. At the end of the day, you still have to make the choice to do something different, to make a new choice, to choose to handle your challenges in a creative way so that you can know yourself more fully as you truly are. You truly are magnificent beings of love and light who have no limitations. Keep looking for that within yourselves. Keep asking for help, and make sure you take that extra step of receiving that help that we are always giving to each and every one of you, and you can find yourselves living the life that you want to live, and without much effort at all. That is my promise to you. I am Saint Germain, keeper of the violet flame. So let's take a step back and look at what Saint Germain is really building across all of these messages, because when you read them together like this, a much larger picture emerges. The through line here is a radical self-responsibility married to radical self-love. And I want to sit with that for a moment, because those two things don't always sit together in spiritual teachings. A lot of traditions will give you one or the other. They will tell you everything your responsibility and it becomes this heavy, guilt-laden burden. Or they'll tell you everything is love and light and there's no accountability, no growth or traction. Saint Germain is doing something different. He's saying both are true simultaneously. That's where the real power lies. Let's start with the most provocative message in the group, the one about the murderer and the murder. Now, this is the kind of teaching that will make people uncomfortable, and it should. It's supposed to, because what Saint Germain is doing here is taking the most extreme example imaginable and using it to illustrate a principle that applies to everything in your life. If two souls can agree to that experience out of unconditional love for each other's growth, then every single thing you're going through right now, every challenge, heartbreak, or frustration is also something you choose at a soul level, not to punish yourself, to expand yourself. And here's where it gets really practical. Saint Germain talks about feelings as your guidance system. The idea that when you're out of alignment with who you really are, you feel it as emotional discord. And then he gives you a 4-step process. Get into your body, care about how you feel your feelings to release them, and then choose how you want to feel. It's not abstract, it's daily practice, something you can do right now today in the next few minutes. And this feeds into the bigger picture he's painting about where humanity is headed. He says we're crossing a threshold. We're on the right timeline, the gifts are coming online, and the reason I find this compelling is he's not saying it's going to happen to you. He's saying it's happening through you. You are the ones instituting these changes. You are fueling the rocket ship with your desire for change. But he says you have to make peace with the current reality first. You can't resist your way into a new timeline. You can't hate the current version of Earth hard enough to end up in a better one. You have to accept it. Find the value in it, release the resistance, and then the shift happens. That's the paradox. Acceptance is the doorway to transformation, not the opposite of it. I love how he dresses the people who are awake and watching the chaos on the world stage, because he's essentially saying, stop giving your power away to the people with the most money and the most bombs. Your alignment with Source is your power. Your vibration is your authority. You don't need permission from any government or institution or system to shift your reality. You already have everything you need. He closes with this beautiful promise that the help is always there, the support is always being given, the violet flame is always available. But you have to receive it, you have to open to it. Sometimes that means hitting a point where you finally surrender and stop trying to do everything the old way. So if I had to distill all these messages into one sentence, it would be, you are a source energy being who chose to be here. You chose every experience you're having, and the moment you stop resisting that truth and start working with it, everything changes. That's the invitation Saint Germain is extending, and I think it's one worth accepting. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. And welcome to The Reality Revolution. There is a version of your life where everything you have been reaching for arrives, where the money flows, where love opens, where your body heals, where every step carries the frequency of the self you were always meant to be. That life exists, and the path to it has been 8 years in the making. This July, the Reality Revolution comes home to Anaheim. 3 full days of teaching, meditation, and timeline activation. 9 complete sessions designed to move you from the life that you're living to the life that is waiting. Activate your pineal gland, meet your higher self, quantum jump into your greatest timeline, enter the bliss body healing state, step into the flow of large sums of money, open fully to love, shift to a higher density new earth. Friday night, the community celebrates together. Saturday evening, a special appearance from Daryl Anka. And by Sunday evening, you walk out as the version of yourself your future self has been waiting for.
I knew I had to be in the room because it's different from like listening to the meditation videos online.
It was really getting into yourself and how you feel and your timelines.
It's time at the event, and it really is. It's wonderful. So, I would highly recommend to anyone, if you get the opportunity to do it, absolutely do it. It really is amazing.
The Reality Revolution live in Anaheim, July 24th, 25th, and 26th. Hilton Anaheim, 3 days that will change the trajectory of your life. Claim your seat at www.brianscottlive.com/Anaheim.